Cooperative Federation. Actually, I'm a bit sorry. Actually, Mr. CGM sir is not available. Actually, he is occupied in some other meeting. So due to that, he might join in few minutes. And meanwhile, along with me, Mr. Anil Kumar, Manager Marketing, who is taking care of the entire federation as a marketing, and he will join along with me. And in the first,
if you want, we can take your presentation later on at the end.
Pardon, sir? At the end.
If you want, we can take your presentation.
In the first slide, it is the index about the dairy, our Haryana Dairy Development Cooperative.
Slide, yes.
This is basically the index of the presentation, where it is mentioned brief about the Haryana Dairy, milk procurement and sales, welfare schemes, infrastructure, branding and marketing, and the roadmap ahead. And here is the landscape view of the Haryana Dairy Development Cooperative Federation. We have total around 6 milk unions across the state of Haryana. One is in Ambala, one is in Karnal, Jind, Sirsa, Rohtak, and Ballabgarh. And we have total 305 bulk milk coolers across the state of Haryana. And 18 children's sectors are established by Haryana Dairy. And 3,400 societies, milk societies are there. And approximately 70,000 plus farmers are associated with Haryana Dairy, from whom we procure the milk. And in total, 572 Vita booths are there across the state of Haryana, and 324 are the distributors who make supplies to the retailers, to the booth holders, and which are the backbone of our business. So, and in the next slide, all 6 milk union installed capacity, manufacturing products, and procurement, average procurement, and the turnover is mentioned. So if we go through this Ballabgarh milk union, the installed capacity is 1.25 lakh liters per day, and the products manufactured by this milk union is ghee, liquid milk, paneer, dahi, lassi, chaach, rabdi, sweets, and other products. And the average procurement is 71.59 thousand liter per day, and the turnover is 259.19 crores. And cumulative turnover of all the unions is 1,505.79 crores. And the next slide is for turnover and the PNL for last comparison to the last 5 years of 6 milk unions. And if you see the graph, as really there is a steep growth in turnover and the profit. If you see in 2018 and 19, that turnover, the total turnover was 1,05,632, and you could see in 19 it has been increased, and in 2020 it has been increased, and 21 it has been increased, and most probably this year also we will cross this figure of last year figure. And in profit growth, we have also grown. There is steep growth. You could easily see the last year we have made a growth of 49.57 crores, and in comparison to the last year in 2020 we done 28 crores, and this year we might cross the figures of 2021. For the next slide, I would really request Mr. Anil would really tell you about the milk procurement and other details.
Sorry, as you can see, during the year 2018-19, the milk procurement is about 300,000 liters per day, and the milk sale is about 4.47 lakh, which is increasing in the last year. And in COVID, the milk sale was low, but the procurement was on high side. And this year also, due to unavailability of the raw milk in all the milk federations, the milk procurement is decreasing, and milk sale is on the higher side. In the next slide, there are the welfare schemes being given to the cooperative milk producers in Haryana state. Haryana Dairy is working for the upliftment of the poor farmers who are attached with our cooperative societies, such as Haryana Dairy is giving the highest milk procurement price to the farmers associated with its milk societies. And in the lean season, in the summer season, a subsidy of ₹5 per liter is also being given directly into the bank account of the milk producers. Then the Kanyadan scheme. The Kanyadan scheme is also implemented for the in the marriage of the milk producer daughter during the year 2015, and till date 30 lakh 0.28 lakh have been disbursed as Kanyadan. Then the scholarship scheme for the wards of the milk producers, an amount of ₹179.68 lakh have been given as scholarship for the wards of about 5,000 cooperative milk producers in the state since 2015. And the group accidental insurance scheme has also been started with a bounty of ₹5 lakh per year for the milk producers attached with the cooperative societies. And from the year 2015, 60 numbers of death claims have been settled by the insurance companies. Sir, in case of infrastructure, Haryana Dairy is working for the setting up the new milk plant in the northern Haryana and a aseptic milk plant Tetra Pak at Rohtak plant with a manufacturing capacity of 1.25 lakh liter per day at milk plant Rohtak, and a modern milk plant in southern Haryana on SCADA based technology with the capacity of 5 lakh liter per day. Shifting of milk plant Ambala. HDD itself is in process of shifting of existing milk plant which is in the city area, and set up a new plant in the state of art of technology in the Ambala region with the capacity of 3 to 5 lakh liter per day. Setting up a laboratory lab cum research center. Onboarding a PPP partner to build, operate and manage central stats laboratory. Total project cost is around 8 lakh, which will be provided by the Government of India under National Flagship Scheme NPDD during the year 1920. Provision of FTR-based milk analyzers. Sir, in this case, Haryana Dairy have purchased 5 numbers of FTR-based milk analyzers for to check the and modernization of milk plants. Sir, in case of modernization of milk plants, Haryana Dairy is also working under the state government or central government schemes to provide the new technologies to the old plant machineries so that we can compete in the market. Haryana Dairy has also launched A2 cow milk at plant Kshetra and A2 cow milk Desi ghee, which is newly launched in the
Sir, you're not audible, sir.
Initiative. Next is the branding initiative, which Haryana Dairy has taken. And presently, we have opened 2 modern retail outlets, which is as Coco stores. One is at Panchkula, and the second one is at Ballabgarh milk plant. And on similar pattern, we are opening at each milk unions. So to increase the brand visibility and as one of the branding marketing initiatives. And next is the roadmap ahead. And as the Honorable CM's vision is to increase the number of Vita booths in the state of Haryana up to 5,000, from present of approximately 572 booths. So these 5,000 booths will be installed in various departments, education departments, health, police departments, and hospitals, and other government cooperative institutions, other mills. And for that, we are regularly taking follow-ups with the departments, so that the Honorable CM's vision is achieved. So next is the infrastructure, which we have mentioned in the previous slide also, that the Ambala plant, one new milk plant is being established in the Ballabgarh area in the southern Haryana. And Ambala, as in the earlier infrastructure slide also, we have mentioned that Ambala plant is being shifted to upgraded to from 1.5 lakh liters per day to 3 to 5 lakh liters per day. And other is the UHT plant, which is being a laboratory being set up at Rohtak milk plant. And as a marketing and sales focus, so NCR we have basically explored that area. So, and we had tied up with many modern retail institutions also, like Reliance, Big Basket, and Amatex, and Milk Basket, to increase the penetration and reach and visibility of the products, as the branding, as the packaging of the products are changed, and the acceptance of these products is really in the market, and customers are really giving their feedback as they like the products and the packaging of the products. And we are also in process of tapping up these Vita products at e-commerce portal like Amazon, Flipkart, and other portals. So most probably within 1 month or 2 months, we will be achieving that also. And we have also focusing on the increasing milk procurement from presently from 562.34 lakh liters per day to 750 lakh liters per day. And for the aggressive branding layout, we are in process of we have done also for we have basically done all this 572 booths branding has been changed, and we are in process of also changing the booth structure also to make it more attractive, and so that more and more customers feel good factor is there and motivate the booth. And we have also increasing product range and new packaging also. So, and in the end, finally, like to thank for all the jury members.
Thank you, sister. Very good presentation. Thank you, Mr. Anil. Very good presentation. In fact, just one question I would like to ask. You have ensured the quality of the milk also, but there are so many tests like urea content and other heavy metal contents. Are you resorting to full testing or just by the water content in the milk?
Sir, all type of adulterations are being checked at the milk plant level. We have purchased the FTR based technology, SCATA based technology, जो उसमें से एक मशीन है वो 85 लाख रुपए की आती है. उसके अंदर मिल्क के अंदर जितनी भी प्रकार की मिलावट हो सकती है वो सारी चेक करती है, ताकि जो हमारे कस्टमर्स हैं उनको हम सही क्वालिटी का दूध दे सके. वो सर हम प्लांट
क्या कभी ऐसा भी हुआ है कि भाई उसमें कोई मिलावट आपने नोटिस की है और उसको आपने कैसे डील किया है?
सर बेसिकली हमारे जो कोऑपरेटिव स्ट्रक्चर है इसके अंदर इस तरह की अडल्ट्रेशन नहीं पाई जाती है सर. ये प्राइवेट में होता है सर. हमारे जो फार्मर्स हैं उस लेवल पे सर हमारे यहाँ से कोई अडल्ट्रेशन नहीं होती है. फिर भी हमने उनको अडल्ट्रेशन किट्स प्रोवाइड की हुई है सोसाइटी लेवल पे भी, बल्क मिल्क कूलर्स लेवल पे भी, जहां पर मिल्क को ठंडा किया जाता है बिफोर रीचिंग टू द मिल्क प्लांट.
ओके.
एवरी स्टेज पे सर मिल्क की जो है क्वालिटी चेक होती है.
हाँ हाँ ठीक है, ठीक है. अनिल जी धन्यवाद आपका. धन्यवाद सिंह साहब.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So whatever I have heard from your presentation is routine activity in a dairy cooperative. So what is so special about you in your presentation so that you should be considered for the award? So what is innovative in your operations? What is unique?
We have taken initiatives like we have told you that packaging of the branding has been changed actually. Actually, this federation was established in 1970. So it's been almost 50 years plus. So, and in recent years, now the packaging is being changed, and which is widely accepted by our all loyal customers, and they are really appreciating that thing. Quality was also on the top, because dairy don't compromise on the quality, but packaging where which we lack, that was the packaging was it. So because packaging is one thing that in FMCG industry which counts a lot. So because the customer touch and feels that thing, and customer buys that thing. So quality, yeah. So and
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Priya Chawla. I would like to introduce Dr. Manjul Joshipura. He is the scientist behind this innovation and has played a very active role in ensuring I think there's an echo. Give me a minute. He's placed a very getting this vaccine into the I would say into the domain. We also have Sandeep Dhyani, who's the AGM who has been handling this brand for quite some time and responsible for what the brand is here today. I'm Dr. Priya Chawla. I'm the marketing head for the division which represents Travis, that is the first 3-dose anti-rabies vaccine.
So, good morning. We are going to present our world's first dose anti-rabies vaccine, which is indigenously developed anti-rabies vaccine in India. Those of you who are familiar with rabies vaccine would recall that, some time back when a dog bite happened, the victims used to take 14 injections, right? So from 1980, this 14-dose injection came down to 5 injections, but for last 40 plus years, there has not been any innovation, any further development of rabies vaccine. Rabies, as you know, is a deadly disease. We have current challenges in India because of 5-dose vaccine, which is going on for last about 40 years. And our 3-dose vaccine, rabies, is a game changer as a world's first 3-dose anti-rabies vaccine. There are about 60,000 deaths annually due to rabies. India contributes to about 1/3 of those. About 20,000 rabies deaths occur annually. 91% of the deaths occur in rural area. And these deaths happen despite the solution which is available, right? So rabies is a 100% preventable disease. So if you see this slide, you can see that number of diseases are vaccine preventable, like diphtheria, like tetanus, like H1N1. But rabies is 100% preventable. If you take the rabies vaccine in a scheduled doses following dog bite, rabies is 100% preventable. And the irony is that despite the available solution, we still lose about 20,000 lives, precious lives every year. The reason is that the conventional vaccines available are spread over 28 days. So you have to take the vaccine on day 0, that is day of the dog bite, and day 0, day 3, day 7, day 14, day 28. So the problem is this complex regime. These vaccines are, inactivated viruses, which is very old technology. They are, cell culture-based vaccine. They have often inconsistency in the potency. Stability is a problem, and as you might have heard, availability is a problem because of short supply and the complex technology which requires the manufacturing of such vaccines. So we have 1.5 crore animal bites victims in India, and a small portion disease appropriate post-exposure prophylaxis. So basically, 1 out of 6 animal bite victims in India get anti-rabies vaccine. Now, the problem is that, as we heard, because of the complex 5-dose regime, after 3 doses, people don't come for vaccination again. And as you can see in studies that, are published in the literature, the compliance of the patients decreases after 3 doses. So after 4 injections, 30% and 47% in one study, they dropped out of further, injections. And at 5 injections, the non-compliance is for about 40% plus. So about 40% of the people, fail to complete the dose for a variety of reasons. They either believe that they are good, that, after 3 injections, they won't need any further injections, so they don't show up. Other reasons could be, the visits to the clinic. There's a cost associated with the clinic visit, direct and indirect, both, because family would have to take often leave to accompany the dog bite victims and so on. So a number of reasons, and the direct and indirect cost is responsible for non-compliance of the patient for majority of the times, and that renders the dog bite victim at fatal risk if you don't complete the full course. So decreased compliance beyond 3 doses is the main reason that we lose still 20,000 lives despite having this solution. So Cadila Pharmaceuticals started a program to come out with a recombinant rabies G protein vaccine. As you can imagine, in all walks of medical field, there has been progress, but rabies continues to remain a disease of low-income countries like ours. Therefore, no multinational companies would be interested to invest time and effort and energy to develop an innovative vaccine, which will be more patient-friendly and which will ensure more compliance for the patient. So it had to come from an Indian company, and we picked up their challenge. And this is a outcome of about 10 years of our indigenous research, where we have been able to come out with the first protein subunit rabies vaccine prepared by VLP platform technology. And it gives you an opportunity to complete the dose in 3-dose intramuscular injection. It's definitely a better compliant vaccine because it allows a simple regime. Patients would complete all the scheduled injection just in 1 week compared to 28 days or 1 month. This is the 1 week, the shortened regime with less number of pricks. It is convenient to the patients and doctors because ready-to-use vaccine, the conventional vaccines are lyophilized, so you have to dilute them and then inject them. So no reconstitution is needed. Essentially, those who are familiar with the vaccine would know that the vaccines are inactivated viruses. You have the live viruses and you kill them and render them ineffective before you inject. So it will give you immunity, but will not give you the disease. Now, that also has a problem because viruses could give you another side effect. So what we have done is, in this technology, we have used the recombinant technology to express the protein out, which is called rabies G protein, which is the immunogenic part of the virus. And that has been recombinantly produced, manufactured, and is given as a vaccine. So there is no virus, there is no DNA material of the virus which gets injected in the body. And that makes it very safe and qualitatively much better with much lesser side effect. So this study and the research has also been published in the leading journals around the world. This one is from Human Vaccines and Immunotherapeutics. So what we did was the largest phase 3 clinical study of 800 patients, which was never done in rabies before. So this research paper came out and got published in peer-reviewed journal of international repute, Human Vaccines and Immunotherapeutics. We demonstrated that the 3-dose vaccine is as good as 5-dose vaccine or the reference vaccine. There are much lesser side effects than the conventional vaccines. And in general, the 3-dose vaccine was found to be safe and immunogenic and was comparable to 5-dose vaccine. So based on this research, which was done entirely in India, so the vaccine was developed in India, was manufactured in India, was clinically tested in India in the largest clinical trial of such kind. And following which the DCGI, our regulator, gave approval, and now it is in the market for last 1 year. We launched it in April 22. Pan-India, it was a great success in the sense that it was a new innovation in the field of rabies, where there was no incremental innovation available, and still we are losing 20,000 lives a year despite having a solution ready in the market. So we started with this program of launching the rabies vaccine across India. It was well received. It was well published across the country. What is the impact basically? So what we believe is that we will have a game changer innovation, which is indigenously developed in India, has a potential to save 20,000 lives, which we unnecessarily lose in India. And as you might be aware, there is a global goal of elimination of rabies by 2030. So this is a great input to make sure that we reach this goal by the given time. It's a global goal, and not only in India, but going forward, we have an opportunity to offer this vaccine to our neighbors and other parts of the world, other countries where rabies is still prevalent. That means countries of Southeast Asia and Africa. So we have this opportunity to offer this vaccine through our export program and make sure that we save lives not only in India, but across the world, and make sure that the global goal of rabies elimination is achieved. So we are receiving encouraging response from physicians across India. We have conducted more than 200 CME programs to make them aware about the benefits of this vaccine. And we have number of animal bite vaccine. This is 30,000 victims have received the rabies injection in last 1 year. And we have reached out to more than 30,000 clinics, hospitals, nursing homes across India through our various rabies awareness campaign. So we are a party to eliminate rabies and Rabies Mukta Bharat. We have this program on the internet as well. So we have a Rabies Mukta Bharat portal where we have number of followers and number of likes to increase the awareness of rabies in the society through digital media as well. And we are continuously uploading various posts on the rabies information updates and the development that is happening in this field to generate awareness about these fatal diseases in India through our effort. So in summary, we are here presenting our claim for this award through this innovative technology, through which we have been able to bring out world's first 3-dose rabies vaccine through totally indigenous effort in India by an Indian company, and the entire development has taken in India through Kedla Pharmaceuticals. Thank you very much. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Dr. Saab, congratulations for developing such a good vaccine, which requires only 7 days treatment with just 3 doses. But I still feel that India is a large country and the dogs population across all states is increasing day by day. Municipal corporations and Nagar Nigam and Panchayats hardly take care of the increasing population. But you have approached 30,000 clinics or hospitals, which is too low as per my thinking. I think you need to increase the awareness of your product for the larger benefit of the country. You have indicated that by 2030, there will be India will be vaccine rabies free. I think you need to increase the awareness program.
Totally get it, sir. So as you can imagine, rabies control and prevention is a multi-sectoral program, right? You need to look at the animal control. You have to vaccinate the animals as well. And the solution that we have is for prevention after dog bite, after post-exposure. So there are multiple things will be required to control the rabies. And as a pharma company, our contribution is toward the prevention of rabies following dog bite. So all what you said needs to be done, and only then rabies will be eliminated. And there's a global goal set by WHO. What we are offering is our contribution towards the post-exposure solution, which will save lives of the dog bite victims. And I totally take your point that we will have to expand our awareness program much across the country. As you know, the rabies clinics are often in the government setup. So most of the state government, central governments would also offer. So once we are into the government program, our outreach will be much more. But point well taken. This is a growing problem, and we need to make sure that our outreach is, increased to a level that will allow our goal to be fulfilled. Thank you. Thank you for your comment, Sharma sir.
Thank you, Dr. Saab.
Yes, ma'am, you were saying something?
This, what Sarah said, very well taken the point on public awareness as well as the doctor awareness. And that's the reason why we started the digital program, which is the Rabies Mukt Bharat. Our reach consistently right now is around 1 lakh followers. We will need to do it much more, totally understand that. And this becomes more available to people the moment we will be able to get into the government, like Dr. Manjul Joshipura said, like the railways, the hospitals across. So this was our first step to increase awareness, because till now everybody knows that more than the dog bite, it is the thought of taking those 14 injections and 5 injections which scare people off to even approach the doctors. So, and one more challenge which we faced was telling doctors that the 5 dose is equivalent or if not better, that's our 3 dose. So we have had to do a lot of tests. We have had to do a lot of, we are even currently working on a post-marketing surveillance study in which we are including more than 200 patients across to say that the 3 dose, what they say is the serogenicity, that 3 dose is equivalent or if not better than the 5 dose. So, and now we have almost finished 1 lakh doses. So whatever Mr. Sharma said, whatever Mr. Surinder said, very well taken. We want to expand this reach. Our aim now is that we will at least have at least 2.5 doses which will be taken up in this year. Thank you.
Very well said. Dr. Saab, will you please elaborate on what is the stand of Government of India
Yes. Right.
for the research in this field?
Right. So very interesting question, sir. So in government setting, so government itself not into vaccine manufacturing, right? Neither into vaccine research. So they are conventionally working with the companies to, procure the conventional vaccine from the market and deliver it to the government health program. Now, there is one clause in the government procurement that the product has to be in market for minimum 2 years, right? To make sure that product is safe and product is generally effective and so on. So we are already working with the government to make sure that you can shortcut this requirement for this particular program, because rabies is a fatal disease, and vaccine is effective. It has already been given to 30,000 to 40,000 victims with excellent outcomes. So there is a need to take the product into government program on a fast track basis. So we've approached the Ministry of Health and state governments who are the major procurement. There are other PSU like railways, like ESIS, like Army, and so on. So there are other procurement agencies, and we have all reached out to them and shown them the benefit. And some of the agencies have shown a very positive outcome. And when the next procurement stage comes, they are keen to get this product into their formulary and make it available to the beneficiaries of government and related schemes. Thank you.
And what about WHO guidelines? Are there any international guidelines?
Yes. So international guidelines are 5 dose vaccines. And once this becomes a norm or adopted by a country like ourselves, we'll be able to approach WHO and show them the results, right? So they would like to see some outcomes of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, ideally long term, but in this case, even with experience of 2, 3 years, they'll be happy to take it to their program. We already have approached WHO also. There was a national conference of rabies very recently, and we have approached them. So they were also quite impressed with the solution which has come. And I want you to realize this is a totally public health intervention. There is no profit in the business in the sense that the rabies vaccine is price controlled, right? So there are not many pharma companies who would give up their profit and work for a public health cause, because the vaccine is controlled by the price, rabies vaccine especially, right? And NPP, as you know, our pricing authority is quite strict, and they would not allow any profiteering out of any such vaccine. So we have approached WHO, and we have been working with the government to make sure that this becomes a real public health intervention to eliminate rabies from India and make and save unnecessary lives which are lost due to rabies. Thank you.
Okay, so this is a classic example where actually the government, national or international government should intervene and provide some subsidy for the research activities.
Totally.
And whereas you are saying that it is other way around.
Totally right, because the number of deaths that are happening are much less. They are also into the poor strata, into remote and rural segment and so on. Therefore, so as you rightly said, so COVID was a big public health, a lot of money available for COVID vaccine, right? Similarly
Right.
for rotavirus, but not for rabies, which is considered as a neglected. So globally, this is considered as a neglected zoonotic diseases. However, we are working with DCGI and APCRI. So APCRI is an association for prevention of rabies across India. So we are working with them and made aware the government and the government agencies that such a public health intervention is available and it is in the benefit of the country to take it forward. And we are quite happy to contribute in whatever way we possibly can.
Your efforts are really remarkable, and I will strongly recommend your case for the award to the SKOCH.
Thank you, sir. So I just wanted to end up by saying one more thing, that if you see the big multinational companies that we are aware about, this Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson, Astra, they came out with vaccine and medicine which will give them a lot of profit. For example, COVID vaccine, $30 a dose, right? They are into cancer program, right? They are into manufacturing medicine for blood pressure, diabetes, and all these fancy medicines from which they can command profit and revenue, right? This is such an area because the dog bite will happen to poor patients, in rural areas, in remote areas where there is no paying capacity. So there is no money involved. And that is the precise reason that last 50 years, 40 years, there is no further development. There is no field in medicine where newer drug or newer vaccine has not come. This is the only neglected area in public health which has not been attended. So I wanted to recognize that there is an Indian company which has done a work of 10 years of research, come out with a recombinant product which is cutting edge technology, which is a real cutting edge technology, and has implemented this technology in a disease like rabies, which is relevant to only country like ourselves and Africa and Southeast Asia.
Excellent work, sir. I wish you all the best. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
One project in the animal husbandry sector, that is broiler integration program. So my topic is role of broiler integration program in development of rural economy. So if you go through that, then first time I can tell you that in case of government organization, this kind of project has never been adopted in any in government sector. So here I just tell you what is the background and why we have adopted this the program and the salient features of this project. So basically, West Bengal Livestock Development Corporation Limited under Government of West Bengal, they are doing or engaged in meat production, processing and marketing. So previously, we used to procure the live broiler birds from the market, from the open market, and done our processing in our meat plant and sold to the consumers. But what we felt necessary that the birds we are getting from the open market, they are not in the proper, the health and hygienic status is not proper. That kind of thing we usually just face the problem. So after that, we started this project in the last 2 years. And the main features of the project is that we have selected the farmers and rather engaged the farmers into this project. And our corporation is act as a facilitator both in the backward and forward linkages. From this project, if you see, in the later on, I will show you that the farmers, the rural farmers, especially the women, within the 1,200 square feet area, they can earn 12,500 amount per month. So this is the main thing, and or you can say our main objective for self-employment generation. So we have achieved this. So how we have developed another project, a feature of this project is the entire program is customized through our ERP system, and the total technical things, entire broiler management with different module, we are just monitoring, and after each cycle, we are giving the payment to the farmers through DBT system, direct benefit transfer. So farmers are assured regarding quality of chicks, feed, management of birds, and most importantly, marketing of ready birds in proper time. And on the other hand, within this project, in the front linkage, the consumers, on the other hand, they are getting hygienic wholesome meat. So WBLCL is acting as a facilitator, or just for the both for developing of the farmers as well as to the consumers, they are getting meat. For this program, WBLCL, our corporation, has developed the broiler breeding farm for supply of chicks, poultry feed plant for supply of feed to the farmers. And these two are the key instruments for broiler bird rearing. And the total project is completely digitized and the customized in a customized manner, customized way, the software we have developed. Initially, we actually started the farmers with the 40-kilometer area, because if you take the entire in a large scale, then daily transportation of chicks and the feed and the live birds lifting is all will be in a haphazard way. That's why we started with 40 kilometers area and minimum 100 farmers engaged with 40,000 birds per cycle. Per cycle means here it is 5 weeks. That means 35 days. And entire the facility, this is the state of the art training facility we will give to the farmers. So here now in this the project, what is the innovation? Why we have just applied for this for the nomination? So the innovations and achievements what we have done, that is the main essence of this project is that everywhere the broiler breeding, the broiler management is going on in the private sector and others. But here in a government sector, we have started the project and still continue with the development of different modules of broiler management under ERP system. Total integration of marketing, when we chicks, I'll show you later in one slide that how the process we actually follow, the integration of marketing of birds with payment gateway. When after 35 days the birds are being lifted, they are weighing in the weighing scale, digital weighing scale, and that is linked with the software, so that no manipulation, especially in this field, we have noticed or we have experienced so many manipulations were done in the particularly in different stages, vaccination failure, disease in aspect, and everybody in weight, particularly weight. If you take the when you weigh the birds, if it is say one batch of birds is 10 birds, the weight of the bird is 20 kilo. If somebody is written 18 kilo. So then who can see the 2 kilo is less. So different kind of different parameters we have checked that these are the loopholes erstwhile when we procure the birds in our meat plant. So here, that's why we have developed the program through completely digitized, and the entire sustainable poultry development in the rural area where we have started in the cluster basis. All women, especially women, we stress the women because these actually job is the part-time job for them. Only in the morning and in the during daytime they will used to give the feed and the watering system to the bird, and after that they can do their household job. So this is the thing, and only 1,000 birds one can start with. So creation of awareness within this when we started the project. So there's a concept of the hygienic meat consumption. This was not so much to the public that the hygienic meat we can produce. So after introducing this project, we see that people are taking meat from this kind of shop where chicken are being dressed in a hygienically way, and they are not in the open shop we can see. So that kind of things we have developed in this project, and all are from the source. When the bird is lifting, then it comes to the meat plant for processing, and after that it will go to the consumers, the packaged through packaged meat. So in this way, in animal husbandry sector, the cattle, poultry, and everything, they are in every farming. So carbon emission is a great problem. So here we reduction of carbon emission in the environment, we actually it is happening. And in the year 2020, so only 50 number of farmers we started with. And right now we have reached to 10 districts in West Bengal, and it will the 1,100 the farmers are engaged with this, and we are continuing. So if you see the picture that how the farmers are rearing, especially women, they are actually engaged in this job, and our veterinary doctors, and they are checking regularly, and daily supervision is being made to the farmers. And this is the day-old chicks. The 1 day old chicks we used to supply, and after that this kind of the feeder drinker like this with medicine, and the farmer is just how rearing of broiler birds is in this picture you can see. Next, again one uniqueness for regarding supervision. When you go any particular area, if you just open your app in the mobile, you can see that your nearby locations, what are the farmers who are, what is the age of the birds rearing there, and this kind of entire, if you just pass this road and in your mobile you can navigate the name of the farmers and what is the FCR, these kind of parameters we just see that mortality rate, total birds housed, in particular how many birds are alive, lifting, whether it has been lifted or not, this kind of thing we can see. And so this has been done for close monitoring, and all the farmers along with the supervisors, they are interconnected through this software, and it is completely all functionalities are monitored by GPS. So this is the one software. So many things here: inventory management, masters, transaction, growing charges, lifting schedule, vaccination schedule, everything is captured in this. So if you this is a screenshot of one particular day. If you select right now, how many batches or how many birds or how many farmers are engaged with our program. So you can see here, this one, this is the name of the farmer. There, when the birds are placed in his shed, particular in that day, what is the FCR, mortality, total birds placed, like this, all the data you can see here. So for monitoring. So why we have developed this again, this particular kind of this module. So everybody, if you see in the pen and paper, so many mistakes might happen. So in this care, only one time, one data can just put into the system, then he cannot go back without the permission of the manager or the higher authority. So these kind of things we have developed, and we see the results for this. And farmers also can see that which is what is the result or what is the fate of our this the broiler birds rearing. So after 35 days, as I already said, that when we lift the bird from their farmers, this kind of growing charges. Basically, in this project, we are giving the chicks, feed, medicine, and daily supervision to the farmers. Only the shed, the fixed capital is with the farmer, and all the recurring expenditures, working capital, we provide. And so after 35 days, when the birds are in 35 days, they will attain at weight 2 kilograms. So then we lift the bird and we just sell it or take it to our meat plant, and we start processing. So if you see this the chart, so you can see that during lifting, so the growing charges we will provide. So for 35 days, he or she has put his endeavor. He worked in the farm and developed, grow the farm, broiler birds. That's why he or she will give certain the growing charges. Suppose this is one lot number and farmer name, line super, who is the line supervisor, name of the address, one code is there for identify the how many number of chicks placed, the placement date, the chicks variety, which kind of chicks, and the date of lifting. DC means the challan. When we lift the farmers, we'll just give you the challan, and the entire calculation we made. Ultimately, what is the cost of production in our end, and the farmers will get the farmers calculation. This is actual GC, that means per kg. He or she will get this thing, and if he or she perform well, he will get the bonus. And if there is any default or any fault in their part regarding management, and so penalty will be there. So like this, actual growing charges with TDS, we just calculate it and directly transfer to their bank account like this. So in this way, so we have developed the entire supply chain and the lifting of birds through integrated way with the help of the ERP system. So here we have checked all the loopholes or so many difficulties we have faced previously. So now all the farmers engaged with our corporation, they are happy with this particular the broiler integration program. So being a government organization, we have just developed and create the opportunity for self-employment in the rural area. And more farmers actually they have are applying to us, and we are spreading like anything to reach all the districts of West Bengal. So,
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Keeping the time limit in mind, kindly conclude in next
Yes.
1 minute, sir.
So this is the presentation. So thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Gauri Shankarji. From 2020 to you have grown to up to 1100 farmers.
Yes.
And you want to scale up and replicate this in the entire state.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what is the timeline for replicating in the entire state?
So we have reached only 10 districts right now. So in particular, this year, financial year 2023-24, so we will be reaching the entire district, entire state. Particularly this financial year, we will complete it.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Dr. Gauri Shankarji.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank you.
Sir, I don't find anything innovative in this project since it is only inventory management.
Yeah.
So what is so special about it?
Sir, yes.
Routine activity.
Sir, this is the routine activity. If you see what I've already told that previously we have experienced the quality of bird, the procurement of quality of bird. This was the main challenges to us. So the complete traceability of the bird, that from 0 day to rearing, this kind of things we have developed through the software system. Otherwise, there were so many challenges we faced, like vaccination failure. They have not done. This was the standard operating procedure for broiler management, but they are not following. So like this, the mortality was at that time were heavy. Farmers were faced losses.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Other partners who are listening to me. I am Dr. Archana Verma, General Manager, Quality Assurance Program, Uttar Pradesh. Basically, I'm a gynecologist working with National Health Mission for the last 5 to 6 years and seeing this quality program for the last 5 years. So today I'm going to present the promotion of sanitation and hygiene and sustainable eco-friendly practices among public health facilities of UP. What we have done and what we have achieved. So just a quick recap of what exactly did we do or what we are up to. So first of all, there are some national quality assurance standards that have been laid down for public health facilities. Initially, they were for government hospitals. Later on, they were given for CHCs and PHCs, and now we have quality standards for even sub-centers, which is the lowest public health facility placed right within the villages, right at the doorstep of the public. So next came Kayakal. A brief about Kayakal. We all know that cleanliness is godliness, and adhering to these cleanliness protocols will not only sustain good practices and good replicable practices in public health facilities for quicker recovery, but also give a better ambience so that aids to the recovery of the patient. So with this aim, this Kayakalp initiative was launched in 2015, way back in 2015 by Government of India. And the main focus was sanitation, hygiene promotion, and better practices, good sustainable practices regarding infection control and biomedical waste management. So with this, we started with district hospitals. Later on, all other facilities were chipped in. And now we are running the program across the state for all public health facilities. As you know, that the main intent of the program was adhering and sustaining the good practices regarding sanitation and hygiene. So the standards were kept in the mainstay, and the focus was drawn towards these practices, because these practices not only improve the sanitation of the facility and give better results in the hospitals, but also in the community when the patients are going back to their homes, because these good practices should be inculcated while they are there in the facility. So with this intent, the community behavior was focused, because we all know what is the importance of cleanliness, but sometimes we don't follow the rules. Like before COVID, these hand hygiene practices were all well known to us, that hand hygiene is very important. But COVID taught us that such a simple habit can change the scenario. And the results and the efforts of UP have been accepted worldwide, because the good results that we received, that we achieved in COVID management, despite the largest population across the country. So these are because of these practices that were inculcated, monitored, and made sustainable. So community sensitization in these areas was the major focus, and through major campaigns and through virtual trainings, virtual orientations of different stakeholders was taken into account. And later on, we focused on the eco-friendly practices. Then the key area of interventions were both at the facility level and at the community level. Similarly, at state level and district level, we had different strategies. At the state level strategy, we oriented district level officers for these practices. And post-COVID, because before the during COVID era, so many trainings and these review meetings were taken by virtual mode. So we continued with that. But the moment physical meetings were made possible, we started with the physical meetings, and district level officials were trained at the state level in batches, and 4 batches of district orientations we had completed. And now they are going down with the cascade model at divisional level trainings, and then even at block level trainings. I'll come to that. Then the next step was multi-skilling of the health workers. As you know that every health system is having very scarce healthcare workers right now, be it doctors, be it paramedics, be it other staff members, even the class 4 employees, which are mainly the cleanliness staff, the cleanliness leaders, even they are lesser in number. So giving them a task which is done at the same time, the same good practices are being replicated and made sustainable by teaching the other new members is the aim. And so the TOR of these workers was slightly changed, so that while the practices are being done, some of them are observing, and then they are going to follow the same practices when they are doing it on their own. Next came the facility, the initiatives that were taken at the community level. Community level activities were largely driven by some of the orders that were circulated from principal secretary level, especially the power audits and the fire audits. Because as you know, so many new machines are being laid down by government and through CSR funds in these facilities. And if we don't increase the load, if the facility is not able to bear the load, then these major accidents might take place. Fortunately, UP was luckier enough not to have any, but we have seen these incidences in many parts of the country. So taking the lesson learned was we should have a power audit of all the facilities, so that all the load of the machines is well adjusted and no such an incident takes place. Similarly, with the fire audits, because the fire is another major challenge that we face, because not only the shutdown of the machine is important, but also proper functioning and proper security of the patient is also important. So these GOs were circulated and monitored on regular basis that audits are being done. We took help from UPPCL and a letter was circulated from UPPCL to their officers also, that they should conduct power audits of public health facilities first of all, and find out what are the gaps, so that the gaps may be adequately filled, so that these facilities are made safer for the patients. For this, some CSR fund was also seeked, and many of the districts have done it very well. For example, Shravasti has managed to have a sum of rupees 3 crores for managing all these, for filling up all these gaps. And DM and the SDM, they are very active in the district Shravasti, and the same practice is being taken over by other districts as well. Like Fatehpur is also doing very well, and 3 more districts which are coming up from aspirational districts, they are also in the process, and very soon we'll be sharing the data if it is available. Then the third prong was the community health officers, because CHOs were the new entrant in the field, in the medical field. These are actually nurses with specialized trainings, and since they are working in the sub-center level, which is actually at the ground level and directly connected with the patients, with the people at the doorstep, so many tasks have been given to these CHOs. Then we prioritize what are the areas where still we did a training need assessment and found out that some odd 40 lectures we have prepared. A series of lectures has been prepared at the state level where these CHOs were largely lacking because of not adequate training being given during the 6 months training program. So these lectures are being given to them through virtual mode. Then on whenever the consultants of quality, they are visiting these facilities, they are having a hand-holding session even at the facility and following it on a virtual mode also. Then the mass awareness campaigns such as Swachhata Pakhwada is being celebrated. It is observed that what are the activities that are being done during these Pakhwadas. There are seminars, there are lectures, there are road plays, then there are poster competitions, Rangoli competitions, debates in the schools also. So all these activities have a collective role.
Ma'am, keeping
Yeah.
the time limit in
Sure.
mind, you can conclude in next 2 minutes.
Okay. Got it. These are the letters that have been circulated from the state level to the district level, and these are very well being monitored, and we are getting good results from it. These are some of the photographs to actually make you believe what exactly we are doing in UP. There are some plantation drives going on, then there are some debates, some mass campaigns, then cleanliness drives. There are the different NGOs that are working in this cleanliness, in the area of cleanliness. They go to the facilities, do the cleaning work, and make it, and do some teachings also to the patients, so that when they go home, they replicate the same practices at their places also. Then if we see the impact of these practices that we did, it is clearly seen that as compared to the last year, all the parameters, including the eco-friendly practices in the eco-friendly segment, we are getting better results. You can see all the parameters, the cleanliness in the surrounding area, cleanliness in the critical care area, the messages that are being sent, and even the warnings have a place in sustaining these practices. So all these areas we are getting better results. More than 70% facilities are scoring more than 70 as compared to the last year. And then similarly, the targets are the better performing facilities, those who have achieved better positions in Kayakalp. They were given a different target to make their facilities eco-friendly. So in this area also, we are getting better results as compared to the last year. You can see the data. So we believe that if we sustain these practices through regular monitoring and hand-holding, we'll be getting even better results in the years to come. So, and the way forward, as we can see, that there is a paradigm shift of in medicine, that it is being shifted from curative to preventive. So these CHOs, the community health officers, which are working even at the sub-center level, they are actually the game changers, and proper training, monitoring, hand-holding will definitely bring good results because they are at the doorstep of the public. This is the first meeting point that a patient can have. So enabling them with good skill set will definitely bring good results. So this is all from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Archana ji. Is there any way or mechanism in place for a surprise visit by a senior officer to verify the actual position on ground?
Sir,
is there a system?
Exactly. There is a system, because many of the agencies are seeing this, what exactly we are up to. And even from Government of India level, there are surprise visits. They have visited 2 of the facilities, one at Kaushambi, another at Fatehpur, which have sustained the practices. There's another thing that we can see, that NITI Aayog is also seeing the Kayakalp data. what exactly we are up to, what are we doing across the country, because the 30 key indicators of Niti Aayog include national quality assurance standards and Kayakalp standards as well. So these things are being monitored from the third party also.
Okay, okay. Thank you, please.
Thank you, sir.
All the best to you, ma'am. Thank you. No specific question.
Thank you so much.
The divisional manager of quality services in Odisha Tourism Corporation, Development Corporation, and we have applied for the category of innovation, and our product, which is mainly Nimantran, which is an Odia cuisine restaurant chain, which we have started in the year 2021. I'll be speaking on that. Before we start, sir, I'd just like to present a small video to the honorable members of the jury, please, sir.
Sir, you please continue your presentation since we are having limited time.
Yes, sir. Sir. Sir, are you able to see the video, sir?
No, sir, we are able to see your PPT.
You please continue your presentation, sir.
Yes, sir. So speaking about the state of Odisha, sir, state of Odisha is famous for the Chappan Bhog, which is served to Lord Jagannath at the Sri Jagannath temple in Puri, sir. And owing to year-round festivities in the state of Odisha, the food of the state is a major part of the temple culture of the state, sir. Also, the GI tagging has been accorded to Rasgulla, or specifically Odisha Rasgulla, which is a part of our mythological history as well, because it is offered to Goddess Lakshmi during the time of Rath Yatra, because it is believed that since Lord Jagannath and his siblings, his elder brother Balbhadra and Devi Subhadra, they go on a vacation to their aunt's place, but they don't take Goddess Lakshmi along. So that is the reason Rasgulla is offered by Lord Jagannath to appease Goddess Lakshmi, sir. So food is an integral part of the culture and the history of Odisha, sir. And also Odisha is a major rice producing state. Bargarh district, which is situated in the western part of the western part of Odisha, is considered as the rice bowl of Odisha, sir. Apart from that, sir, Odisha boasts of a very long coastline of 482 kilometers, and which is why we effectively have a lot of varieties related to seafood. Also, we have the Chilika Lake, which is the largest lagoon in the country, sir, which is also a source of a variety of fishes as well as prawns, lobsters, and crabs. 24% population of the state comprises of tribal population, which also has its own forest produces, from which there are a number of cuisine and Odia cuisine items which are unique to that part of the particular state, sir. Apart from that, we have 33% forest cover, the total land of Odisha, which contributes to this cultural aspect of cuisine in the states. So what exactly is Nimantran, sir? Nimantran is a new culinary tourism initiative in the state, which has been started by the Department of Tourism, Government of Odisha, and specifically Odisha Tourism Development Corporation, to promote the diversity of cuisine in Odisha. The Department of Tourism started this venture with the main intention to promote Odia cuisine as a part of the tourism initiative, sir. Also, as we see, there were a number of restaurant chains in the state which were serving Odia cuisine, but we felt that there is a gap which is to be filled up, and we should develop some kind of a restaurant which is specific to Odia cuisine only, and which will also help in developing a certain taste and certain niche audience for this Odia cuisine who are coming from the outside states as well as outside countries as well. So this initiative was launched in the year 2021, sir, and the first venture of the Nimantran was started in Bhubaneswar. Gradually, we have moved on, and we have now Nimantran also in the city of Puri. And apart from that, there is a royal palace in Sambalpur, which is in the western part of Odisha. We have converted that heritage property also into an Nimantran restaurant, which is going to be operational very soon, sir. So the basic objective behind starting Nimantran was to give the people who are visiting Odisha a taste of the local cuisine, as well as to help the travelers who are coming from outside the state as well as outside the country to get a sense of the cuisine of this state. Nimantran serves authentic Odia cuisines that are synonymous with the culture and produce of different regions of the state in a fine dining setting. Basically, Nimantran endeavors to elevate the tourism profile of Odisha globally and to attract footfalls to lesser known tourism destinations where these particular cuisines originate, and in order to facilitate local economic development by sourcing ingredients from different regions of the state, which are represented by each of these cuisines. Nimantran endeavors to engage with the local farmers who are producing this particular kind of forest produces or horticultural produces by engaging with them directly and sourcing all these raw materials from them towards developing this cuisine, which is authentic in its own sense and not just by name but also by its quality. It is authentic in a very different way. Also, in order to evolve the tourism products and brands of Odisha, Nimantran is considered as a path-breaking initiative because never did any state government venture exclusively into a restaurant chain which is synonymous with high quality food as well as sustainability for the local farmers who are in the state. So the Nimantran was launched in the year 2021 by the Honorable CM of Odisha, Sri Naveen Patnaik. Nimantran has hosted celebrities from the national as well as international fame. And there are many celebrities who have visited and appreciated this initiative. Recently, Nimantran has hosted for 41 NRI delegates who had come to India as part of the Know India program, in which they are accustomed to the culture and the cuisine as well as the different traditions of the state. Nimantran is an endeavor of OTDC and regular social media updates on spreading awareness among the netizens about different Odia cuisine, which are unique in its own way, and the associated history with each of these cuisines is also presented through the social media posts. We regularly host influencers at our Nimantran restaurant for the promotion of Odia cuisine, and we also have special menu on the festive days of the year, such as Chhadakhai, which is the end of the month, the holy month of Kartik, in which normally people who have not eaten non-vegetarian food for around a period of 1 month, they particularly have non-vegetarian food on these days. Nuakhai is a festival which is associated with the local culture of Western Odisha, in which the new rice which has been cultivated that year is they start cooking on that particular year. Also, we have different days dedicated to these cuisines. We have Pakada Divas, which is celebrated every year on 20th of March. We recently had the Millets Day and Millets Cuisine, which is also a part of our Nimantran initiative in order to spread a more healthy way of eating and living among the people. With these initiatives, you can see there is a marked rise in the popularity of Odia cuisine. Whichever celebrities, normally whoever visits Odisha, they ask for suggestions as to where people should visit for authentic Odia cuisine. And you can see recently the celebrity Mr. Ayushman Khurrana had also posted about Chenna Podo, which is a very unique dish associated with Odisha. Ajay Devgan and Kajol had also appreciated the food in Odisha when they visited Odisha in the year 2021. Recently, director Hansal Mehta has also appreciated the variety of cuisine in Odisha. So I think with this initiative, with this innovation of having a particular dedicated chain in the name of Nimantran for promoting Odia cuisine is surely bringing us dividends, and this promotion of culinary tourism by the Odisha Tourism Development Corporation is mainly intended not on profits but to popularize the dishes which are losing with the passage of time. There are a number of dishes which are particularly associated with that particular regions, but because of a number of other competitors who are coming up, which are multi-cuisine restaurants as well as local fast food chains, the people are forgetting these very old dishes which are associated with the culture of Odisha. So, in order to keep these dishes alive and keep the culinary tourism alive, Nimantran is intended. We also plan to expand with the response we are receiving for Nimantran. We also plan to expand our Nimantran into having a number of food courts as well. And for this, a budget of 2.5 crores has already been earmarked for this. And we'll be bringing up a particular Odia cuisine food court in Bhubaneswar in the first phase. That's it, sir. I hope you like the presentation, sir. And if you kindly allow, and if we have time, sir, I can just glance through the 2 videos which we have of Nimantran, Puri and Bhubaneswar, sir. So I may kindly be allowed, sir.
It is how long? It is 1 minute or 2 minutes?
Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute each, sir. 2 videos of 1 minute.
Okay. Please
Sir,
play it quickly.
Thank you, sir.
Is it-
Do you have any questions for sir?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Rath. I think this will definitely increase the tourism sector in your state. Is there any impact assessment that it has really helped in increasing the tourism activity?
Sir, previously, we have not done any specific impact assessment in France, sir. But previously, we used to see that people who used to visit the state, sir, they were actually thinking of options that where they should actually visit for having particular Odia cuisine. But since Nimantran is a government of Odisha venture, sir, people have shown their faith in, since it is a government of Odisha venture, we are seeing a number of footfalls, sir, and also our restaurant, both the restaurants are doing business of around 1 lakh every day, sir. When we started, to be frank, sir, we didn't expect the restaurants to do such good business, sir. But even then, the footfall has been really encouraging, sir, and this is why we have forayed into 2 different cities now, in Puri and Sambal.
Okay. Thank you, please.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you, sir. No
Thank you,
specific
sir.
question.
Thank you, sir.